Welcome to Film and Page. I'm Dominic. So we have some Blade Runner news. So apparently Blade Runner is going to be a series on Amazon Prime, and it's going to be called Blade Runner 2099. So that's interesting. I had no idea this was coming down. So apparently this is a new story that broke today. So this article is from Deadline. Blade Runner 2099 live-action sequel series from Ridley Scott, Silka Louisa, and Alcon in the works at Amazon Studios. Exclusive, the replicants are heading to the small screen as Amazon Studios has put a live-action series set in the Blade Runner universe into development. Ridley Scott, who directed the original 1982 Blade Runner movie, is executive producing the series, Blade Runner 2099, a follow-up to the feature film sequel Blade Runner 2049, which was released in 2017 and directed by Denis Villeneuve. Silka Louisa, showrunner of Apple TV Plus' upcoming Elizabeth Moss-fronted drama series Shining Girls, is writing and executive producing Blade Runner 2099, which comes from Alcon Entertainment in association with Scott Free Productions and Amazon Studios. The project, which would mark the first Blade Runner live-action series, is in priority development at Amazon Studios, which is fast-tracking scripts and eyeing potential production dates. Staffing is currently underway for writers to join a room. Scott may direct if the series moves forward, sources said. As indicated by Blade Runner 2099's title, the latest installment of the neo-noir sci-fi franchise will be set 50 years after the film sequel. Blade Runner 2099 is the latest extension in the Blade Runner franchise since Alcon Entertainment in 2011 acquired the film, television, and ancillary rights to produce prequels and sequels to the 1982 sci-fi classic. The company, which is behind Prime Video series The Expanse, has been ramping up activities across the Blade Runner franchise in the last few years. Last year, it struck a licensing deal with Stryker Entertainment to create a range of Blade Runner consumer products, and in September, Alcon Entertainment co-founder and co-CEO Andrew Kosovo revealed that the company has two people whose job it is to keep the franchise's timeline and continuity intact. Kosovo and his Alcon co-founder Broderick Johnson are executive producing the series along with Michael Green, who wrote Blade Runner 2049, Ben Roberts and Cynthia Yorkin, as well as Scott Free Productions, David W. Zucker, and Clayton Kruger. Blade Runner 2099 was taken to the streaming market last fall, when Scott in November teased the project, telling the BBC that a pilot and Bible had been written without sharing further details. Talks with Amazon Studios had already been underway. The Blade Runner series is the second high-profile feature film directed by Scott that is being adapted for television. Noah Hawley is behind the reinvention of Alien for FX that is in prep for 2023 production. So an interesting news. So they're making a Blade Runner 2099 series for Amazon Prime. So for sure, the storyline is going to be the replicants are going to be like an oppressed minority that they're going to be trying to battle for their rights and be on equal grounds with humans. For sure, that's going to be the overall storyline of the series. And it's interesting that it's set 50 years in the future away from the movies. Now, the one thing I hope they don't do is try to shoehorn like a Harrison Ford thing in there somehow, like have him in an episode or something like that, or bring him back as a replicant, or just, I hope they don't even touch upon that. Just leave that as it is. Kind of like the idea where Harrison Ford, you don't really know if he's a replicant or not. It's kind of left up in the air. But one thing I'd like to see from the series is keep the look of the two films, the look and feel of the first two films of the 83 film and 2049, that retro 80s future look. So make it the future of the 1980s, what people in the 1980s thought the future was going to be like, and not what people of today think the future is going to be in. So like no cell phones, no iPhones and stuff like that. Like they did, I think they did a good job of that with 2049. I hope they continue that for this series. And the other thing is, I hope they explore things that were mentioned in the films but never shown on screen. And what I mean by that, especially the first movie, you heard people talk about the off-world colonies, but they didn't show them in that first movie, and they didn't show the off-world colonies in the second film. So you can see things in this movie that or in the series that you don't get to see in the films, but you hear about. So obviously we have off-world colonies. So are these colonies just within the solar system, or are they colonies on other star systems? And if that's the case, does Blade Runner take place in a future where we have spacefaring technology that we can go from star to star? And do we have like starships and stuff like that? Or are those colonies just within the solar system, or are they beyond the solar system? I'm not really, I think if memory serves me right, I think there's references in the first movie to colonies that take place that are outside our solar system. So we've actually colonized other planets outside the solar system. Just that line, the attack ships off the whatever that was of Orion, that one replicant talks about. So Roy Batty talks about at the end when he's talking about all his different experiences he's had because he was a combat model. So it'd be interesting to see what they do with that, because that's something you could see in the series now. You could see them explore that, and then that would mean we could see what kind of ships they use for space travel and what are their propulsion systems and things like that. So that's some of the stuff that can be explored. And then of course newer models of replicants. How much more advanced are they going to be 50 years from now? They're already so human-like that you can't tell the difference almost. And now will they almost have most of their rights at the start of the series, or will they still be battling for most of their rights as the series goes on? So it's interesting to see, where the series is going to go. And I think this, like the concept of Blade Runner, is a better movie that could be made into a series, say over Alien. I don't really know how much more you can go with the Alien idea for to string that out for a bunch of seasons. Where Blade Runner, that's easy because there's, you have replicants fighting for their freedom, and you have a lot of stuff that's, like I said earlier, that was mentioned in these films but not actually shown on screen, and now this series can get a chance to show us what that is. So cool news. So that's everything I got to say in this video. Let me know what you think in the comments section, and I will see you at the next one. I'd like to say thank you to all of my subscribers. I appreciate you all in helping this channel grow. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Also, don't forget to hit the bell icon so you'll be notified when new videos are uploaded.